Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing a Shelby Super Snake F-150 with the Centennial package, meaning this thing has a whopping 800 horsepower. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Ed Kenley Ford here in Layton, Utah for giving me some time with this truck. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. So powering this is a 5-liter supercharged V8 that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. And like I said at the beginning of the video, this produces a whopping 800 horsepower and then well over 600 pound-feet of torque. Now I'll show the sheet that shows all the upgrades, but you guys can see here with like the carbon fiber under the hood, and then you got the supercharger there, and notice it says Shelby Performance. But yeah, absolute insanity under the hood. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, I love the vents you have here and then up top as well. I think it looks really cool. And you got the supercharged badge, and then this is built off of a Lariat, so you've got the upgraded headlights here and you got the fog lights down below as well. And then notice Shelby there in the grille. Love the metallic gray. And then they got parking sensors here in the front end, again, built off of a Lariat. And then I love how they add a front splitter with this. And by the way, look at the material here on the front splitter. It looks like it's like bed liner. And I mean, I think that's the way to go because front splitters usually just get destroyed because they're painted parts. So I think that's really smart. And it's kind of hard to see on this truck because it's black, but you do have stripes as well. And so when you put it all together, this thing just looks like a monster from the front end. Now around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 305/40/22 in the front and over in the rear. And you guys can see here with the tire setup, it's obviously more of a performance oriented tire, and that's because that's what the Super Snake is all about. And I love the Shelby logo there in the center. And then yeah, the truck is lowered with the suspension, and then you actually have these custom fender flares added to the truck, and then we have our Shelby logo on the side, and then notice we've got our 800 horsepower decal there on the side as well. And when you put it all together, the side profile of this truck I think looks really cool. I mean, look at that. And then quickly, being a Lariat, this does have the normal Lariat key fob there with all of the functions, including the tailgate drop down. And then we also have the upgraded taillights. You can see the Shelby logo here, and then we've got the bed cover with 2 more stripes there, and the Shelby logo down below. And then look at those exhaust tips. But finishing things up with the exterior, let me know what you guys think about the looks here with this truck. Now we of course have the Lariat door panel here, but the cool part is these seats. So we've got these custom leather seats, and since this is a Super Snake and not a Super Snake Sport, it's a 4-door. And so that leads us to the front, again, normal Lariat door panel. So we got stuff like memory seats, Bang & Olufsen sound system, blind spot ring with the mirrors. And for running, the updated payload on this is 1,386 pounds, but really cool there. And then you guys can see with the Centennial plaque there on the seat, and then again with all of the nice leather trim. And then you got the pedals there, and we'll pop in so we're out of the rain. But you got the carbon fiber trim there, also on the steering wheel as well. And we'll start her up. Got the digital gauge cluster because again, Lariat. Big screen there in the center. I love how 75 years and then Centennial, so it's like double with the anniversary with this truck. But you've got your plaque right there as well, and then you got more carbon fiber there in the back, and then also on the side. And I don't remember if this one had the, yeah, this one's got 360 camera system with it, and it's got other stuff like a panoramic sunroof. So here's our build sheet. You can see the standard equipment like the Fox shock system, for example, and the 22-inch wheels and all of that. And it does have a warranty, 3 or 36,000 mile warranty. And then you can see some of the interior stuff. And then we've got the performance stuff added as well. So yeah, 800 horsepower. And notice that you can run it on 91. Utah doesn't have 93, sadly. But if you've got 93 in your area, then you do 93. Anyways, there's your total MSRP, $136,995. Let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. So first off, over the hood, it's cool to see the venting. Both of the mirrors to do a blind spot warning, throw to the rear. And before we set off, because it's raining and it's a Lariat, we got 4-wheel drive auto. So we're definitely gonna use that, because driving an 800 horsepower pickup truck in the rain and 2-wheel drive, I don't know if that's, you know, necessarily the the best idea. So yeah, we're gonna have it in 4-wheel auto so that we can get a little bit better grip if need be. So yeah, I wasn't actually planning on reviewing any more Super Snakes for this version of the F-150, because the new F-150 is coming out, so I was kind of just been waiting for that new F-150 to hit the ground. But you know, since this Centennial edition does have more horsepower compared to the regular Super Snake, I decided that it would be worth doing a video on it. Boy, is this thing punchy right off the bat. So first off, these seats are really comfortable. Basically, just with what they do with the seats, a lot of people have asked this, it's just a skin change on the seat itself. So they change the skin of the headrest, and then they change the skin of the seat. The padding and everything is unchanged. And the same thing with like the center console. For example, they add like the plaque here and all of that. And I can tell you that 4-wheel drive auto is helping out quite a bit. It is helping out quite a bit with the grip, but super smooth. I mean, again, you kind of expect that with 800 horsepower. Goodness gracious. So yeah, don't really have to get into the throttle all that much. I wonder what this would actually get if, like, you had, you know, some miles on it. You don't have the fuel economy. It's like 2 miles per gallon. It's probably not that bad, but I mean, it is a supercharged V8. They aren't known to be economical. So torquey. Wow. So I'm just kind of taking it easy around the corner there. Again, wet roads. So much power. Just, it feels like you have endless power. Now, I don't know, so these shocks are adjustable in the Super Snake. I don't know what they're set at, but you can set it so they're super firm, so then your ride's gonna be like that, basically. Or you can have it softer where everything's smoother. This seems like it's kind of in between, because I do still feel a little bit of up and down motion, but for the most part, it's actually really smooth. And that's the thing that's nice about adjustable shocks, is that, well, the adjustment side of things, right? And aside from that, it's nice. I mean, it's a comfortable ride. Kind of punch it here. It's so fast. It just has so much power. And the braking doesn't feel bad. I mean, it is still a pickup truck at the end of the day. Any of these like powerful pickup trucks, like you have the same thing in the Ford Raptor on the Ram TRX, where they've got tons of power and the braking doesn't quite feel on par with the power because, well, yeah, just regular pickup truck brakes. But I will say this doesn't feel as bad as a TRX or a Raptor are with the stopping, and I think that's just because a little bit lighter weight vehicle, and then I think the other part of it is lower to the ground too. I think that helps out a bit, so you don't have so much, you know, motion with the suspension like you do in the Raptor and the TRX. Just listen to that. So fun. And it handles really well, obviously. I mean, being a lowered pickup truck, like it's still like feels big, but it does not handle like a pickup truck. You don't get the body roll that you normally associate with pickup trucks. It's interesting. It is quite interesting. But boy, oh boy, does this have some horsepower. So, summing things up with this Centennial edition, it doesn't look too different on the outside in terms of, you know, Super Snakes. Yeah, it doesn't really look any different on the outside. But, you know, you get the cool stuff inside, which is, I don't know, I think that's a plus. It drives well, and Yeah, I mean, this is, you know, the thing with this truck is, you know, this regular Super Snake is like 770, 775. This is 800. Are you really gonna feel a difference? I mean, I wouldn't think so. This feels pretty similar. The biggest thing is the special edition part, right? If you want to have the Centennial version versus the quote-unquote regular, even though a Super Snake I would never consider normal. But yeah, if you want Centennial versus the regular version. And so let me know what you guys think about this, but I mean, this is truly a one-of-a-kind truck, because there is nothing else on the market that has 800 horsepower, lowered, like all the stuff that this has. It's truly unique. And who knows, like, you know, as soon as Ford gets rid of the 5.0 V8 out of the F-150, then I mean, who knows what the future will hold. I mean, maybe we'll still have Super Snakes. I don't know what they'd do at that point. So I'm sure that this is, you know, on the chopping block in the, well, who knows how long from now, but in the future.